Very good evening to all brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. Today is 14 April 2026. We will be sharing from this book, the wonderful Dhamma Lotus Flower Sutra. So as usual, we will have our physical puja. Let us gather. Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛。Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无阿弥陀佛，南无阿弥陀佛，南无阿弥陀佛，南无弥勒佛，南无弥勒佛，南无弥勒佛。南无药师佛，南无药师佛，南无药师佛，南无文殊菩萨，南无文殊菩萨，南无文殊菩萨，南无普贤菩萨，南无普贤菩萨，南无普贤菩萨，南无地藏王菩萨。南无地藏王菩萨，南无地藏王菩萨，南无准提菩萨，南无准提菩萨，南无准提菩萨，南无佛菩萨，南无佛菩萨，南无佛菩萨。阿拉汉萨玛萨布多巴嘎哇。Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivadimi Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipano Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Sanghang namami. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami, Titiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami. Titiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami. Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adinadana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Kamesu miccacara veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musawada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Surameraya majapamalatana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Ganna sarapaditena dipena tamadangsina. Tiloka dipang sambuddhang pujayami tamonudang Ganda sambara yuttena duppena hang sugang hina puja ye puja niyang tang puja bhajana muttamang vanna ganda guno petang etang kusuma santatin pujayami munindasa siri pada sarorohe pujemi bedang kasumena nena punnena metena cha hotu mokang pupang milayati yata idang me kayo tata yati vinasa bawang adivase tuno bante paniyang palika petang anu kampang upadaya patigan hatu mutamang adivase tuno bante pale parika pitang anu kampang upadaya patigan hatu mutamang adivase tuno bante bojanang parika pitang anu kampang upadaya patigan hatu mutamang. Okay, now we will chant the Puja aspiration based on our understanding of the significance of all these Puja offerings. Significance of offering of light. May this offering of lights to the Buddha brings forth the causes and conditions to illuminate our mind and help arise the needed clarity and understanding to dispel all darkness or ignorance therein. Significance of offering of water. May this offering of pure, clear, cool water lead us to the pure, clear Dhamma that cools and doses off the fires of all defilements within our mind. Significance of offering of incense. May our morality, virtue and understanding shine forth far and wide, just like the fragrance of this incense which we are offering to the Blessed One, who is perfect in wisdom and virtue. Significance of offering of fruits. May this offering of fruits remind us of the Dana Parami of generosity and the fruit of all karma, so that we will diligently strive on with heedfulness the path and fruition as soon as possible. Significance of offering of flowers. May this constant offering of flowers to the Blessed One strengthen our faith and constantly remind us of the impermanence of this body, so that we will diligently and sincerely strive on to cultivate Sila, Samadhi and Panya, leading to ultimate liberation, the born-free Nibbana. Making of overall aspiration. By the power of all these merits, born of these offerings, may our spiritual faculty of Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi and Panya be further strengthened until they become balas or powers. Sharing and transfer merits to all beings. May these merits be shared and transferred to all beings without exception, especially to those who have the condition and affinity to receive them. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, let us pay respect to Puja. Bedang Pujemi, Dhammang Pujemi, Sanghang Pujemi. Awareness-based meditation is to develop our inner awareness so that we can have a very stable mindfulness and awareness within. With this mind, which is our true mind, which is pure awareness, nature within. It can help us develop the meditative understanding, and your meditation can progress very fast. To develop this pure awareness-based meditation is very simple when you understand. So develop the understanding before you really do the meditation is very helpful. The understanding is very simple. To be mindful or aware, you need to cease the thought. Without thought, you are naturally mindful or aware. That is the first understanding. So how can we meditate without thought? Means there is no thought involved actually. But most people who are not trained in this type of awareness-based meditation will develop a lot of thinking, habitual thinking, heedless thinking, where this thought is very rampant in normal human beings, especially Puthujjana who don't have the Dhamma understanding and who have not trained their mind. They think a lot. And what is thinking? Thinking is human's way of doing things. When they develop heedless thinking, they create all the wrong thoughts, which will lead to all the unnecessary worry, anxiety. Sometimes it develops into sorrow, lamentation, suffering. So the normal thinking is already bad enough, because the moment thought arises, you cannot be aware. You cannot be mindful. So the key to developing this is to train this mind. So most people use skillful means to do it. Example, in the early days, I taught you mind sweeping method followed by metta, loving kindness. Then later on, most people started off with method, technique, and object of meditation to anchor your mind. But the basis of all this is to train your mind to be mindful. That's why all the meditation, they evolve. Finally, you investigate into it, is to anchor the mind, either using a method, a technique, or an object of meditation, so that the mind does not wander off and become heedless, does not lead to all the heedless thinking or frivolous thinking. So any of those skillful means can be used to develop mindfulness within. That's why the Buddha taught us mindfulness of the in and out breath, which he called anapanasati. Anapana is in and out breath. Sati is mindfulness. Mindfulness of the in and out breath. Anapanasati. So the focus is on the word mindfulness, to be mindful, to be aware of the in and out breath. The instruction is very simple. Breathing in, aware. Breathing out, aware. You use other type of object of meditation, similar. Rising, falling, also same. Awareness and the abdominal movement or activity as one. Then those who do chanting also same. You anchor your mind to the chanting. And the chanting are normally related to the Buddha's name, or some mantra or whatever that can give you faith to build up your spiritual faculty. So saddha leading to virya, then the mindfulness develops sati, you stabilize it, it becomes samadhi. So all the spiritual faculty of Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi will be there. Then when you have Sati and Samadhi, you can develop wisdom, Panya, the fifth spiritual faculty. And Panya is a result of the silent mind observing. The silent mind that has the ability to insight into phenomena, to awaken, to develop the understanding of what is going on within life, within the moment. That's why awareness-based meditation or mindfulness-based meditation can lead to awakening, enlightenment. And the easiest way to develop this awareness-based meditation is to use the four support that I have taught you all. First support is learn how to relax, body and mind, just relax. Don't try to know, don't try to do anything. Because if you try to know and try to do, you make the thought active. It's always the thought that tries to do the meditation. There is always the thought that wants to know through memory, perception, through your mental condition, habitual thinking, etc. That's why don't try to do anything or don't try to know. Just aware, finish. Whatever arises within you is definitely to do with the six sense basis. Upon contact, silence your mind. Maintain awareness to find out what is going on after that. That is vipassana. That is meditation. Where you can silently observe nature, silent observation of the reality that is going on within the moment. That is vipassana. Means aware of how you become emotional, how you stir your mind, how you develop all the emotion, the fear, the excitement, the anxiety, the fear, the worry, including your phobia, insecurity, etc. These are negativity of mind state. Before that mind stir and react and become like that, there was no such thing as this type of emotion. All these are dependent, originating, condition, arising, cause of phenomena. So awareness-based meditation is to allow you to silently observe, to develop the understanding of what is going on within the moment. Then you will come to understand clearly who are you, what are you, and how you function as a human being, how you develop the mental activity to create the mental and physical movement, how thought condition your action, speech and thought process. Then how wrong thought condition with the evil roots of greed, hatred and delusion, your suffering, your negativity or karmic. All this you start to see. Then you will see the Dhamma unfolding within you. All the essential Dhamma that the Buddha had taught, including the Four Noble Truths, everything. That's why silent observation with the pure awareness within or mindfulness within can allow you to understand the teaching, to understand clearly who are you, what are you, and how you function as a human being. This is self-knowledge. Then you will come to realize the form and mind is not you. The five aggregates of form and mind, they are impermanent. You attach and cling. You want things your way. Suffering is the resulting characteristics. And because it's impermanent, it's not a permanent unchanging entity. Everything is just a phenomenon that arises through causes and conditions, dependent originating, condition arising, cause of phenomena. Then you realize there is no permanent unchanging entity within that you can cling onto, grasp onto, and hold on to, say, this is me, this is I, therefore all this can be mine. This is an illusion, self-delusion or illusion, sakkayaditthi. So when you realize this, then you understand the anatta nature of all phenomena. It's not only impermanent, leading to empty nature or existence, it's also non-self, not a permanent unchanging entity. The form and mind, which in our case is the human being, is not a permanent unchanging entity. It's just a combination of a physical form with the mental phenomena appearing and disappearing, arising and passing away. Then you realize the totality of it is not what you think. It's not you. That's why the ultimate teaching is anatta. He no you, he no me. Empty nature or existence. But there is such thing as life, existence, the human being, the form and mind, the five aggregates of form and mind. These things do exist within the conditioned world, but they are dependent, originating in phenomena. It's not a permanent, unchanging entity. You cannot be deceived by it if you have the Dhamma understanding and wisdom. So learn to relax. First support, maintain awareness. Second support, then allow this awareness to stabilize. Whatever arises, just aware, silent. Don't have to do anything. Just relax until that relaxation go in deep within. To relax is to maintain a mind and a physical body that is entirely at ease. No stress, no tension, no problem. Just relax, body and mind. Experience the deep relaxation to allow things to settle down. When the mundane thinking settle down, when you can relax, the mindfulness take over. Every movement within your physical and mental become beautiful because it is the awareness that can make you aware of all this activity and movement, and at the same time without thought. Without thought is without resistance. Then there is nothing to hinder your nature's energy to move and to flow. And the awareness is the true mind that can develop the meditative transformation and understanding. Okay, with this, I will set the alarm for 30 minutes so that you can have your 30 minutes of awareness-based meditation. Okay, you can slowly, mindfully come out of the meditation. Then try to maintain whatever inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness that you have developed for as long as you can. Invocation to the Devas. In this universe, in their entirety, let the deities or Devas come here. Let them hear the good teachings of the King of Sages, which gives heaven and release. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. Samanta Chakawalesu Atra Gacantu Devata Saddhammang Munirajasa Sunantu Sakamokadang Dhamma Svanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Svanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Svanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Iti peso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho Vijacharana sampanno sugato lokavido Anuttaro purisa dhammasarati satta deva manusanang Buddho Bhagavati Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko Kaliko Ehipaseko Opanaiko Pachyatang Veditabo Vinohiti Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Ujupatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Nyāyapatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Samicipatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Yadidang Chattari Purisa Yogani Atta Purisa Pugala Esa Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Dakineyo Anjali Karaneyo Anuttarang Punyang Ketang Lokasati Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. If there are those of lesser wisdom who still cling to love and desire, for their sake, the Buddha said, I will teach the truth of sufferings, means the first noble truth, the noble truth of dukkha. Then living beings then rejoice, gain what they never had. The truth of suffering, the noble truth of suffering taught by the Buddha is genuine and free of error. There may be living beings who are unaware of suffering source, cling to the cause of suffering, never leaving it for a moment. For the sake of such being, I teach the path. Through skillful means, the cause of all suffering can be traced to craving or desire. If craving or desire is extinguished or severed, the suffering that manifests has nothing to rest upon. Hence the cessation of suffering, which is the third noble truth, was proclaimed. To realize the truth of the cessation of suffering, they walked the path, the Noble Eightfold Path, leaving behind the bonds of suffering. One then attained complete liberation, which is the fourth Noble Truth. Okay, we go to the commentary, then I will explain. So the Buddha, according to the sutta, he mentioned, if there are those of lesser wisdom who still cling on to love and desire or attachment, craving, these are the people that he can help. And the way he teaches teaching is very unique. That's why I used to share with Kayamita in the early days. I say, as Kayamita, we are very blessed, in fact, to have such a great teacher. Not only he is a full enlightened one, who is perfect in wisdom and virtue, but he is the wisest and the most virtuous living being ever to appear in our universe or in our existential world. So this makes him very special and very unique. And the way he realized his unique understanding is through long period of cultivation. That's why this so-called Buddha Dhamma or the Buddhist teaching is a very, very unique and special teaching. He taught to the world, especially living beings, and for our cases, human beings. The Four Noble Truths and its three turning. And these Four Noble Truths are not ordinary truth or universal truth. And it's called Noble Truth because the moment you understand them, you understand the secret of life. And when you understand the secret of life, you know how to live life. That's why it gives rise to wisdom, understanding, leading to enlightenment. Then you can free yourself from all suffering. And this is where the uniqueness of the teaching is. Otherwise, you cannot understand life. And when you cannot understand life, then how can you live life? That is the basis of understanding. So understanding life, understanding who are you, what are you, and what is your purpose in life is very important. And this is a problem that living beings find very difficult to comprehend. That's why religion comes about. And many religions are based on the assumption of an Almighty, which they call God. Then they say God is omnipresent, omnipotent, almighty and all these things. But then, if you don't really have the understanding, it's just a belief. And this belief is a faith that can be developed. But then, faith alone without wisdom does not free you. So when it comes to all the religion, they realize the Buddhist teaching is the only religion that does not rely on the Almighty God, or even compared to a lot of teachings, especially the Hindu teaching, that believe in their what they call Maha Brahma, which is also their God. Then when we trace back all this, if you don't have a religion that has an almighty personality to hold on to, then they find it very difficult to understand many things, to believe in something that can give them faith and purpose in life. But the Buddha is the only religious teacher who actually independently explain the secret of life, the secret of nature, so that you don't need a God to attribute to all the special almighty ability, because when they cannot develop the clear understanding, they attribute to the Almighty. Then through that, they come out with their belief system and teaching. Even though many of them, they profess to like developing a lot of faith, wisdom and understanding, leading to compassion, all those things. But most of these religions rely on the Almighty, the Savior. But here, the Buddha's teaching is different. He said he is just an ordinary human being, like any one of us, human being or living being. And he can develop the understanding through long period of cultivation and perfection until he has this perfect enlightenment, fully enlightened, thereby developing all the perfection of wisdom and virtue, leading to his unique understanding. And because of that, he can summarize to us all of life into just 4 noble truths. And noble truths are truths that can make you noble ones. Noble ones are very noble in all aspects of their life, very noble in their understanding of life, in the way they conduct themselves, in the way they act, they communicate, and they develop the speeches and the thought process. And they are very noble in their cultivation. So, understanding is wisdom. Communication, action, speech and thought process is the way we live our life with this type of wisdom and understanding. That's why when he expounded the 4 noble truths, then you look at the 4 noble truths, all of the secret of life, mundane and supramundane, are within this 4 noble truths. That's why the teaching is very unique. So like the sutta said, for those who don't have the understanding, they still have craving, attachment, clinging, leading to, of course, the entanglement in life. Mental and physical suffering is the end result. So he said, to these people he proclaimed the first noble truth of suffering, or dukkha. So this is the first noble truth. And to translate into commonly understood language, we can say this is to explain to us the prevalence of suffering in this universe of ours, in this existential world. That's why he called it the noble truth of dukkha, or he summarized them as the 8 reality within existence that can trigger off suffering when you don't have the understanding or wisdom. So this prevalence of suffering, or noble truth of dukkha, he summarized it very well. Everything that arises and exists within our existential world life can be summarized into these it reality, he said. And this it reality, he break it down into very simple essence. And yet it covers all of life. That's why we call it the common reality of life. So he said, in life, if we confront this it reality without wisdom, the final result is suffering. And what are these it reality? Yeah. That's why you need to develop the understanding of it. He said, the four most common reality is the process of birth. Wherever there is birth, there is aging, disease, suffering. Then this old age sickness or disease, including injury, leading to death. These are common reality. And this reality, if you live long enough, every living being, not only human being, you will confront them. Like how our parents give birth to us. Since birth until now, you have gone through the process of aging. Then in between, you experience sickness, disease, injury, and all the stages of life that we're supposed to go through. Means our childhood, leading to our maybe youth. Then we mature and become adults. Then we age. Then in between we entangle ourselves with the reality of life and existence. We experience aging, going through all the process of birth, leading to all the childhood, the youth, the adult, and the aging process. Means we go through puberty, then we reach the prime of our life, then we start to deteriorate or decay by experiencing aging. Then after that, at certain stage, you will have to die. And when living beings confront this four reality, there is a lot of suffering. You can reflect, contemplate. But for those who are young, maybe they don't see this, they don't understand this that clearly until they become parents or grandparents. Or if you are a cultivator, you can connect back to your past. Then you look at life, you look at existence, you look at the reality. Then you develop the understanding of the profound wisdom of what Sakyamuni Buddha has realized and teach to the world. And it's like given to us free. Then he moved on to the fifth reality. He said, apart from these four reality, he said birth is suffering, going through aging is suffering, experiencing sickness and disease, including injury, is suffering. Then experiencing death is suffering, because the death of a loved one, the death of somebody close, dear to us, or separation of a loved one, or separation of your wealth, your property, and the thing that you hold on to dearly, can lead to a lot of suffering, misery, intense fear, anxiety. So all this reality, when you go through life, you experience them, then you start to see the beauty of the teaching. Unless you go through, you will never appreciate. But after you go through, you start to develop the clarity of it. Then the fifth reality, he said, is separation. Separation is also another very big topic, very big field. The Buddha said, when there is separation, It can be from your loved one, from your wealth, your property, your possession, your business, or things that you think you own. Suddenly, through calamity, nature's disaster, or economic crisis, you lost them. Then separation due to relationship failure is one of the most serious suffering that living beings or humanity experience. When there is separation, it may lead to suffering, affliction, especially divorce or separation from your children, your loved ones, or people who are close to you, your sibling, your parents, or whatever. It can be due to war, riot, or even nature's disaster like during tsunami, or earthquake, or warfare, and many other possibilities. Then the sixth reality is when you are with people whom you don't like. This one pertains to families, career, and even society. People whom you don't like. Take for example, in our world, our present world, we have a lot of cases of bullies. Then those who are with authority, especially in the work environment, they actually try to squeeze every drop of juice out of the worker and the staff. So they have this management by stress and harassment. They stress you out, they harass you because they believe they have paid you and they want you to really work for them. Then you have in the work environment sexual harassment, management, what they call strategy, to actually force or motivate the staff to deliver. And a lot of these cases, they invoke a lot of fear. They at times harass you. Then when you are subject to all this like scam, kidnap, and even nowadays I think there are human trafficking and other things. Those who experience this can suffer a lot. These are people whom you fear, you don't like, even gangsterism, or those who are there to actually give you problem, like mother-in-law, step-parents, step-children, and other things. You can be subject to a lot of abuses. So these are the range of suffering that can arise. Then the Buddha moved on to the seven reality. Is it when we cannot get what we want, when things don't go our way, when expectations in life are not met, then we become miserable, unhappy, frustrated. That emotion is very severe. Some people develop what they call suicidal thought, and they end up committing suicide. And this can happen even for people who develop the jealousy, the anger, the hatred, especially relationship failure. And all these seven reality, we may not see the significant and co-relationship with life. That's why in the early day, when I developed the Dhamma Sharing, people used to ask me, say, Brother, you say the reality of life is in reality. How can it cover every aspect of life? human civilization evolve and they have a lot of new things. Even all this, like our recent progress, technological progress, AI, and many other new things. They are not apart from this reality. So in modern language, maybe when you talk about birth itself, it may not stand up. But when you talk about complication during birth, then how the parents, the grandparents, all those who are involved in that process, where things can go wrong. Then even if the birth is normal, as the child grew up, they have to experience a lot of things, especially sickness, disease, and many other fearful things, injury, and a lot of this. Nowadays there are a lot of very unique chronic disease, even during childhood stage. Many. And if you are confronted with any of this, then the suffering and the agony and the affliction that it caused to the parents, the loved ones, are immense. So this one, you can say, is the reality of birth. Then when it comes to sickness, disease, we have a lot of this disease, traumatic disease nowadays. Not only heart attack, stroke, kidney failure. We have also the very traumatic, like HIV. Then we also have very traumatic, like even our recent, what they call COVID-19, the very severe type of, they call it a pandemic, that strike and really wipe off big portion of the world population. So this one we call health problem, health-related problem. So when you talk about health problem, then we know it's a very big topic. Then when it comes to aging, we have a lot of example too. Going through aging or old age, experiencing sickness, disease, injury, and all this related things are not easy. As you age, your senses start to fail you. Then your physical ability to sustain yourself become more and more difficult. Then all this add on to what we call the reality of life and existence. So from health problem, we move on to another field of health which is related to aging. And now we experience a lot of people who have dementia as they age. Then the other one is the, what they call, old people experience. What is the disease already? Alzheimer, the memory problem. Then the nerve having a problem, our nervous system. Then the eye. Actually the eye also, a lot of people has problem. The vision. Then hearing. Then the, what they call respiratory, lung, everything, including our kidney, our liver, our, what they call, pancreas. So cancer, the other word is cancer. Oh, that one very traumatic, and that one can actually cause death and separation very fast. And people spend a lot of money to do that. Then we move on to the next phase is, of course, they term it as separation, all those things. It involves our career, our academic phase. So when we go through the education, we also have problem with school children facing education problem. Some is financial. And as you graduate and develop the career, not everybody is very fortunate. There are many who actually didn't manage to have proper education and not able to seek proper career path, leading to financial freedom. And without that, they actually go through a lot of financial problem. And financial problem is a big problem for the young generation nowadays, especially the millennium one, the year 2000 onward. A lot of them, they depend on parents' support and all those things. Then, even if they don't, let's say their parent is wealthy and all those things, but they have the other problem. They never grew up through the hard way. They never experienced all the stages of building up their own career, their own financial, their own ability to be resilient and do well in life. These are the people who they call like the second or third generation kid, who have never really experienced those hard time or through the rank and file process of building up their career and becoming what they are. They are like being spoon-fed. And most of them are pampered generation, pampered kids. And a lot of things they just take for granted because it was given, handed over, silver spoon and all those things. And they end up going the other way. Partly, of course, is also karmic related. So this reality, when it strikes, including our career and other things, then relationship is part of life. In life, we have a lot of relationships, especially boyfriend, girlfriend. Then, of course, there are other part, good friends, good neighbors, good parent-children relationship, siblings and all those things. So all this reality can lead to suffering because we created the bond, the communication, then the attachment. The attachment can lead to severe suffering whenever there is this reality of separation due to death of a loved one, or separation due to relationship failure like divorce. Then sometimes not married, also not free from it. When one of the partner decided to separate, it can be very traumatic. There are a lot of life examples too. Then when you experience people who are deranged, got ideological intent, means they have that type of ideology which is very funny. That's why you see a lot of fanatic religious group, and even like in the Western society, especially America, a lot of shooting, looting, all this, it just happened. Then war, riots, very common nowadays. Then of course corruption is another big one. Then politicians, they are all involved in all the underground thing, vice and all those things. Through what? Through deceive, cheat, through authority. And these are the reality of life and existence. And they are covered under the first 7 reality. Then the Buddha says, if it's not covered under the first 7, there is another one, the last one. That one is the 8th reality. This one needs spiritual understanding to comprehend the extent and significance of this. This 8th reality, the Buddha summarized it very well. He said, in short, it is due to living beings' sacredity, self-delusion, that condition ones to attach and cling and grasp onto our 5 aggregate of form and mind, or this human form, human being, or living being, that he called suffering, upadana khandhas. So what are the 5 aggregates? He said, as a human being, the first aspect is that we have a physical body, the physical form. Then we have a mind trapped inside consciousness. He breaks it down into 4 more aggregates. What can your mind do? He said your mind can feel, can perceive, can develop thinking, mental activity, emotion, mental states like fear, worry, anxiety, excitement, sorrow, lamentation, even tranquility, stillness, calmness. All these are the mental thinking activity, mental intention, mental emotions and states that we create. Then we have the senses. Upon contact, it can trigger off respective consciousness. It can make us conscious of what we see, what we hear, what we smell, what we taste, what we tactily feel and think. He said if you grasp to this 5 aggregate of form and mind, the physical form or the physical body, then your feeling, your perception, your mental thinking, emotion, views, opinion, conditioning and belief system, and everything that you become conscious of, you take the unreal for the real, you end up suffering. That is how you cling onto them. You grasp on them, where you give meaning. You think they are real. You want to own them, possess them, have them. When you cannot get what you want, when there is separation, you suffer immensely. That's why the final summary is very important, very powerful. And this one needs wisdom, needs the spiritual understanding to see very clearly. So everything that we develop through life involves the 5 aggregates. We attach to this physical body, we will have suffering. Why? Because if you think this is you, then as you grow up, you will worry about it getting old, getting sick, and finally die. Because you believe this is you. Then the reality is, almost 99.99% of the living being, especially human beings, they say, how can you say this is not me? Whatever I want to do, I can. I want to run, I can. I want to jump, I want to have whatever joy or emotion or what, I can. Then why you say it's not me? But they do not meditate to develop the awareness of it. But this is a combination of a physical form, which is the organic part, and the consciousness. And the consciousness is not the physical. And the consciousness is dependent originating, where this is the mundane mind. That's why your feeling, your emotion, they come and go. You didn't die. Then how can feeling be you? If it's not you, then why did it arise in you? That is the meditative question. Then when you perceive something, it's like so real to you. Especially in our present world. The level of sensuality is so high. The level of what they call indulgence can be so high. That's why you watch the movies nowadays. It's so advanced, so sophisticated, and it appears so real with the AI and all those things. Then, together with all the what they call the entertainment industry and all those things, the music, sight and sound, and all the multimedia thing, and all the scientific advancement, discovery. Life has transformed so fast. Data is like unending. And this amount of things that stream through our consciousness is not easy to understand and comprehend. And without the awareness of it, we can be deceived and deluded by it. That's why if you don't have the understanding of the teaching, if you don't know who are you, what are you, and how consciousness come to be, then the phenomenal world of consciousness that we live in can deceive you. If you attach and cling, you believe it's real, that you cannot have the Dhamma understanding to see its unreality, then you cannot see beyond form, beyond mind. Then you get yourself entangled. And when you get yourself entangled, you become afflicted without knowing. That's why in the teaching, in the sutta, now we go back to the sutta, let's see. The sutta say there are some living beings with little wisdom, means those that don't have the Dhamma understanding, or little understanding of who they are, what they are in the world, who are addicted to love and lust. So this one, love, is craving, actually, desire. And lust is a very strong desire. Here we are referring to delusion, self-delusion, arising from incorrect view, and delusion arising from incorrect thought process. Delusion arising from incorrect view means that when something happens, one does not understand it and get confused by it. Delusion arising from incorrect thought means that one cannot distinguish truth from falsehood or right from wrong. So this style of explanation is limited, not the one that has the wisdom and the penetrative one. You see, self-delusion means like the final summary of the First Noble Truth. If you deludedly grasp onto this five aggregate form of mind, which is the physical body and the aggregates of mind, then it actually creates what the Buddha calls self-delusion, sakkayaditthi. You believe this is you, the human being is you. And there is a very strong tendency for living being to believe that it is me. How can this not be me? It has been with me since birth until now. I want to do whatever thing I can. Then why you say it's not me? Then when something happens, they say, I suffer. I die. So the fear of dying, the fear of getting sick, the fear of going through old age sickness, including the birth process, the fear of losing your job, the fear of you being like cheated, scammed, not loved. And all these are very intense fear, especially fear of relationship failure, fear of not being loved, then fear of losing your career, your job, your reputation, and all those things. So that fear is a very intense mental state that deluded people develop through wrong thought, wrong projection of thought. When you project your thought into the future, or you recall the fearful moment when you are young, or certain incident that happened, your phobia, your insecurity, your intense, what they call suffering or unhappiness, especially those who go through life experience relating to a lot of fearful incidents like child abuse, loss of a loved one, relationship failure, all this. They develop threat phobia in their brain, their memory. And this fear intensifies when they try to sleep. That's why they develop unnecessary nightmare and all those things. So here, delusion means sakkayaditthi, self-delusion. We think this is what we are. But to comprehend that this is not you, you need to meditate. You need to develop the awareness and you need to investigate. Is this really me? So there are a lot of examples that I have given, especially in the Heart Sutta book or in the retreat. The best example is to observe through your own awareness this form of mind. Last time I contemplated, I developed the understanding myself. The car and the driver analogy is very good, very close. The car is like your physical body, right? It's a vehicle to take you around, right? Then the driver is like your mind, right? That direct this vehicle wherever you want to go. So your ability to control that car, you want to go fast, you accelerate. You want to brake, you want to turn, you want to maneuver the car, you can. You are the driver, understand? But does it mean that the car is you? No, the car is a car, you can see clearly. The driver that drives the car is different. But that car, even you are F1 driver, you are limited to what that car can do, understand? If it's a good car, maybe it performs better. It can give you the acceleration, the excitement, and those maneuver. But beyond that, it cannot. It's just like our human being and the physical body and the consciousness trapped inside. So you say, okay, this is you. You want to do whatever, you say you can. Then you say, why not me? But I ask you a question. When somebody who is sick and have this problem like they call it the body, like you feel and paralysis. When there is paralysis, you ask him to stand up. He cannot really. You ask him to do the normal thing, he cannot really. Even stroke patient, they cannot talk properly already. They have a lot of problems. So ability to control doesn't mean it's you, understand? Where you can see from the analogy, the car is a car. But just like the driver and the car analogy, the form of mind is subject to karma, understand? So this driver and the car is also subject to the civil law, understand? You simply drive the car around, abuse it, go through a traffic light and receive all the summon and everything. Then you abuse the body by late night drink, in the word of enjoyment or what. Actually, you cause a lot of damages to your organ, especially alcohol, drugs and all those things. Then you don't have enough rest, you don't know how to take care of the body. And what happened? Just like the car, prone to accident, prone to a lot of traumatic, like police traffic case and all those things. Especially you drink and you drive, when you hit somebody, it's culpable homicide, very severe. And there are a lot of such incidents, like the recent one, just banged the motorbike guy, and he just died like that. And he was under drug and alcohol. So all this are very clear-cut example. So that's why the teaching is taught in such a way that even though you know you are the consciousness, that's why mind is the forerunner of all things, mind is chief. When mind arises, all things arise. That's why you must take care of mind. How do we take care of mind? We follow the advice of the Buddha. Avoid all evil, do good, and purify the mind. Means don't abuse this body. If this body can talk, it will speak to you. Where you are like the master. He said, "Oh master, harm me not. Don't harm me," understand? "For I am only tissue and cells. Have me work for you before I am too old, too weak, and too fragile." Understand? Make use of it, but don't harm it. Don't harm it, so don't abuse it. Don't go and abuse this car, this vehicle. So this is how we actually look at the reality. When paralysis happens, means it's like the car. No petrol already. F1 formula also cannot do anything. Then sometimes the major part, like the organ or what, damaged already. Like your engine need overhaul and all those things. It bound to develop problem. Then now even EV car also, the electrical circuit problem. Of course they design the car by having the AI and the computer to tell you what will go wrong. So you have to send to a mechanic or to the workshop. You have to do it. It's just like the human being got to go hospital. You have to go. So these are the reality. Means ability to control doesn't mean it's you. That's why the Buddha said everything is dependent, originating, condition, arising, cause of phenomena. When causes and conditions are there, then this human form can perform its function, but it's in perfect condition, and so like the car. New car, properly designed, built, no problem. But everything go through life, you go through wear and tear, then not like the vehicle, all the parts you can replace. You get a good mechanic, a good workshop, you pay, they can repair for you. But this one, some parts are not available unless you maybe beg for people to give you a kidney or whatever transplant, heart transplant. And there is no guarantee. It's not like mechanical thing. Throw away the old one, put in the new one, connect, then the next few days you can have your car back. This one sometimes go through bypass and all those things, chemo and all those things. This one is very delicate. And that process, your consciousness is related on. Whereas the car, if it gets smashed and the driver sometimes got the airbag or whatnot, you can be safe. Maybe slightly wounded, but the car badly damaged. But in the car and the driver case, the driver is independent. That's why the Buddha said, when your body is sick, do not allow your consciousness or mind also to be sick. And there is a meaning. But the car is a car, that's not you. Means this physical body is not you. Not you means what? When it go through old age, sickness and death and birth, these are nature's process. That's why the Buddha asks us to contemplate. This body of mine is of the nature to grow old, get sick and die. For it has not gone through old age, sickness and death. And that is the reality. So when you understand that, then you don't have to worry about this body getting old, getting sick. But this is a common reality. Every living being that lives life long enough has to go through this phase, experiencing aging, sickness and death, relationship failure, separation. Everybody has to go through. But the one that suffers is the one that don't have the understanding, but they cling on to this, believing that this is what they are. Then when their emotion become very negative, wrong thought, fear, worry, anxiety, anger, hatred, insecurity, phobia, all these are wrong thought that has the evil roots of greed, hatred, and this wrong thought is mental suffering. That's why fear, worry, anxiety, phobia, all those things, they are very intense, negative energy. So understanding all this is what the teaching is. And when we understand, then we do not allow this emotion to deludedly cling onto this physical body, cling onto the feeling, the aggregates of mind, the perception, the emotion, everything. And even the thing we become conscious of. Whatever we see, we hear, we smell, they are not reality. These are perceived reality according to your own memory, your knowledge, your conditioning, your belief system. Without wisdom, you can never arise the right thought. You can never arise the right understanding to see things as they are, not to be afflicted by the phenomenal world of consciousness and form. Okay, I have to end. I should go back to the notes. Okay, I go a bit more. Although they cannot tell the difference between them, they continue to make distinction. They think about this issue over and over again, but because of their excessive attachment to love or craving and desire, they lack the wisdom to make good decisions. This one is not able to explain the teaching. The real understanding of the teaching is the attachment to the five aggregates of form and mind that I shared with you all just now. Just now is just the first aspect. The second aspect is the mental five aggregate, where you have the four aggregate of mind: feeling, perception, activity of mind, thought process, everything, and the consciousness. Then how did the mental form enters the mind? Through the aggregate of perception. When we perceive something outside, like the Buddha image, the fan, my voice, aircon, or whatever you perceive through your seeing consciousness. This is how you bring the external form into your mind, like the Buddha image, my voice. All these are the mental form. If you attach to this mental form, you suffer, where you create the unnecessary reality of what this is. So when you attach, you cling, this one separate or something go wrong, then you are afflicted. So perception that brings in the form, you have to see it clearly, that this is mental form. When you attach, you suffer, where they are not real, they are mind-made. Condition arising, causal phenomena. They come and they go, and their existence is through causes and conditions. Dependent on causes and conditions, they arise. When causes and conditions cease to be, they cease to be. Where got reality? Empty nature. It come and it go. Like your feeling, your thought process, your mental consciousness, all these are mind-made. How real can the mind be? It's just images within. And this one is from the memory, respond to memory, from the consciousness. It come and it go, it come and it go, appearing and disappearing. Like all nature's phenomena. That's why my teacher say, mighty nature rolling by, no reality. Okay, so learn to develop all this, and through mindfulness awareness, you can see all this. Then you can develop the wisdom to break free from all the saccadity or self-delusion that condition living being to attach, cling, and grasp onto this phenomenal world as real. Okay, we stop here. Okay, now we come back to the second session, which is meditation reporting, or you can ask any question that you have relating to the teaching, the meditation, or how to apply this teaching so that we can develop the understanding of life deeper, so that suffering need not be.
Good evening, Brother Teo, Mrs. Teo, and all kind
Yeah.
So, from today's class, I listened that all the examples were quite to the extreme cases, and most of them are adults. So, from what from the separation part, to my knowledge, or as children, some of them have so-called imaginary friends, yet they don't have a separation issue with the imaginary friends. So in that concept, as children, are they more connected to their own nature, and when they grow older, do they become corrupted?
Good question. I think for your generation, you got a lot of this. I remember in the early days, my daughter Sui and my son, they used to tell me in Japan, they come out with the apps. You can raise a cat or a dog one. I tell you, a lot of kids, when they forgot to feed them and they die, they become miserable. And there is attachment. And you know that one is generated. But your thought create that type of mental feeling. Ming Onn used the word imagination, which is good. Yeah, this is the reality of the modern era. And they love this. And you can compare that against the physical reality of the older generation. And even now the new generation, they like to actually keep pets. Because they feel that relationship with human being is very unreliable. So they prefer cats and dogs. And even last time, Soo Yee, they all went children, the one run around in the cage one is called hamster. Because they feel that these dogs and cats won't betray them. They won't create the separation and the suffering. Because they respond back to their love and they feel very good. When the owner that actually care for them and feed them and all things sick, especially cat and dog, they know, they come near you. But human being, fun means already, don't have any mercy. And that's why the human suffering due to separation is a very severe one. Very severe one. Not so much of the animals. The animals, sometimes due to jealousy or what they fight and all those things. But in the teaching, what the Buddha is trying to explain to us is mental attachment, clinging to whatever, whether it's a real living thing or living being or animal or whatever, even imaginary one that you create through the apps or what, they are attachment. And when you attach, your emotion work in a direction and manner that it will cause you emotional suffering, mental suffering. Because when you cannot get what you want means what? When things don't go your way. There is a seven reality. When things don't go your way, when your exam or whatever, you expect to do well, come out not well, I tell you, you miserable one, very unhappy one. And the other way is seldom. Like you don't expect to do well, then suddenly result come out, you do very well. That one is not likely. To me, it's not likely. But it may happen to people who actually are low profile. They don't want to brag and tell you. They will come out after the exam. I think I won't do well. But actually they prepare and they did very well. Then when the result come out, they really score and they do very well. But deep inside they know they have done well. Then if they have fear or worry, means there are a lot of questions they cannot answer, or they just blur out, or you use the word, try to push it out of that thing, because you got no choice. Either you try, or you are going to get low mark for those questions. So these are the reality. So the reality is, if you prepare, you study, then things go your way, you develop the joy, the happiness. That's why the 8 worldly conditions are the teachings that the Buddha actually taught. He said these 8 worldly conditions are reality of life and existence. Even the Buddha is not exempted from it, understand? But as a Dhamma practitioner, we should not be affected by it. That's why in the teaching, the Buddha said the 8 realities are 4 pairs. The first reality is a reality of gain and loss. Gain and loss. These are reality. So, wherever there is gain, there will be loss. Understand? Then my teacher very good. He said, when you lose something, don't be upset. Why? Because what you have gained is actually what you lost back. Understand? Before you gain, you don't have it. Then how do you lose? It's after you gain, you lose it back. But you go and take loan leverage, then there is different. Before you gain, you already go and borrow and leverage. Then you get yourself into trouble. But what my teacher is trying to tell you is, don't be so miserable when you lose something else. Because when you are born into this world, you come with nothing. Isn't it? Whatever that you own come after. Isn't it? So after that, if you lose it, means what? You lost what you have gained, isn't it? So not so bad, what? Correct, huh? So if you reflect and contemplate, then you don't have to suffer. So then when you understand deeper the teaching, all these are dependent, originating, condition, arising, causal phenomena. They follow the nature's law of karma. Understand? You reap what you sow. So whenever the condition is like that, things will be like that. We are past causes and conditions. That's why I advise my children when they are young, and even as they grow up, they remember this. I say, whatever go wrong, don't get angry, don't get fearful, don't become unhappy. But these are reality. You have to accept that reality, then contemplate and reflect. Then act so that you are not affected. But these are reality. Every living being that live life, go through life, you have to experience this, confront this. And you have the Dhamma, like the Buddha said, whatever arises, there are causes and conditions behind. And he also said in the 5th daily contemplation, we are all born of our karma, heir to our karma, conditions supported by our karma, and we are what we are because of karma. So definitely it has something to do with karma as well. So if I lost something, means either I am not good at it. It's just like study, academic. If you are not prepared, you are not good at study, and you have not developed the right way to study, you can put in a lot of effort and yet you cannot do well or you fail. But nowadays, our education system is, especially if you can enter college or university, failure rate is very low. And that's very, very low. And our education system, even you fail, last time in our university, every semester or every year, if you fail 3 papers, you can still refer, maximum 3. So it's like 3 out of 10. 30% fail, yet you come back and refer. And during refer paper, the lecturer are nicer. They know you all already go through a lot of fear, phobia. You scared you fail again, you get kicked out, or you repeat the year. So what happened is, they will normally pass you. So my 4 years in the University of Malaysia doing the engineering degree, actually I witnessed for my class, actually all of them pass. Nobody fail. Those who fail are those that come in without the qualification. Without the qualification. Without qualification means they are given special privilege, exempted. So normally they cannot enter engineering, but they are given pre-engineering. Then they study, then they try to pass. Sometimes they take 2 years to clear 1 year. So instead of 4-year course, they take 8 years. Yeah. But there are some get kicked out also. Yeah. So it's like that. So what I'm trying to share with you is, if you prepare yourself, yeah, you will normally don't lose them. You lose them means it has something to do with karmic. In the past, maybe you deceive people, you cheat people, and this money you have to lose it back. Understand? It's like immoral recipient, or you call it receipt. Immoral, through immoral activity, like maybe you cheat people, steal from people, deceive people, and this other money, you have to pay back. No, this is a karmic debt. No, and how you pay back is very funny one. Many ways to get you to pay back. If you go through the cultivation, you will know. Then it show it to you, will know there and then, instant. Then you know it's never worthwhile to violate all this nature's law of karma. So when you understand all this, you can understand life and you can live life. Then you only have to take care of your life through following the advice of the Buddha to avoid all evil, so that you don't break all the karmic. The evil means the evil karmic conditioning or karmic friction of what you have done wrongly, action, speech and thought. Means you keep your precept well, if you avoid killing, causing harm, cheating, taking things that don't belong to you, avoid hurting people, harming people, even relationship also. Be sincere, be honest. Resolve it amicably. Don't make anybody miserable, suffer or whatever. If you do that, your life will be taken care of. Then you will have good life. Yeah? The law of karma is you reap what you sow. If you don't have negativity, means no negative karmic imprint, then you don't have to suffer. Then if you cultivate a lot of goodness, wholesomeness, generosity, kindness, compassion, respect, fellow piety, and do a lot of good practices or virtuous things, then when it comes to life, you reap what you sow. People will be kind to you, good to you. Even your parents, they will take care of you. Because you have done your duty in past life, you take care of your children. You do your duty, you build up everything nicely. That's why this life you have good parents who care for you, who make sure your life is proper and you can do what you like in life. And there is the freedom, the joy of living, having good parents, good past karmic to actually give you the causes and conditions to inherit all this. If you were to compare with all the other people of your generation that you may know, even your classmate, your colleague or whatever, later on, friends, you will come to know a lot of them are not so fortunate. Especially my children, they used to come and talk to me when they are a bit grown up already. They said that their family differ, we don't have such problem. Their classmates a lot of problem. A lot of suffering, a lot of conflict, relationship failure, financial problem. Even Soo Yee, the classmate, as daughter, they got big problem. The family side the son or no. And everything blame the daughter and ask the daughter to contribute. He said, the son, newborn baby, birthday coming, you better go and buy something. Or they will tell you what they want. And sometimes they just demand. It's like their marriage finance. That the sister has to take care of. A lot of this sort of thing. There are a lot of arguments in the family. So to have a good family with a lot of harmony, understanding and good life is actually from your past karmic. Yeah, means you all come as parents and children, not through karmic that one, through karmic virtue and goodness. Means you all have done your duty well. That's why I used to tell Soo Yee, my son, I say, you are blessed and you have your karmic past. You don't do your duty, you cannot be my children. I told them, cannot. No way. That's why you reap what you sow. The meaning is very deep. So don't be selfish. Don't neglect your duty. Make sure you perform your duty. So coming back to your question, the virtue thing I already explained. So what I added just now is to let you understand the first noble truth, reality, deeper. Because your generation is different, which is very good. That's why you all should bring up all this. Well, last time there are a lot of younger kids, but not young as you, much older. But at that time, I think they are 20 years old or 30 years old. My first batch, they talk about like relationship, like the third precept. He said between they call it unisex or homosexual and lesbian. He said that one apply or not, the third precept. He said not boyfriend girlfriend. I said it's the mental intention. So if you hurt anybody, whether it's same sex or different sex, no difference. It's that suffering that you cause. That's why I say whatever happened in life, I told Soo Yee and my son, resolve it amicably so that nobody suffer. Talk it out, understand? Even relationship failure is meant to be, need to separate, but resolve it, understand? Don't hurt and harm anybody. Means talk sincerely. Okay, since you already come to this conclusion, why not we resolve this amicably? Okay, settle it. Understand? So don't have to become angry or emotional and develop all the unnecessary negative thought energy or hatred, jealousy, like wanting to take revenge, bad mouth, and on the social media go and do all those funny things. No point. Can resolve it. Otherwise, the karmic conditioning will continue. This time you do it to them, in future other people will do back to you, and it can be worse. And because the effect, because it has caused so much mental suffering and agony, especially those who are being mistreated, cheated, betrayed, and all those things. So the law of karma is very powerful. You reap what you sow. So that one, when you understand, you develop the clarity of understanding, then you make your decision in life, your life, how you want to live, you decide. Where you hold the key to your own life destiny, to be happy or to be unhappy in the future. Even this life in the here and now depend on my karmic past. Understand? So if I know this is the law, then I take care. It's just like this life. You have good parents, blessed, then you have a good condition to study, and you become successful academically, you do well. And that is the result of your sincerity and hard work. You don't cheat, you don't do it the crooked way or something. That's why things will be rewarded to you. Even a lot of people, when it comes to like building up career, investment or what, you have your karmic past. If you do things negatively, you will get into big trouble. And even this life, many of those so-called Kayamita in the early days, and most of them are contractors. They say, Brother Teo, why my life so miserable? During good time, I make big money, good money. Then all this money just lost like that. Either kena scam or kena cheated or kena betray or economic downturn or what. Just wipe them off. And they have to start all over again. One of them, I think during the recession. He said, like, you don't believe it, everything go wrong on it. And he was completely wiped off now, despite all the money that he made. And he ended up owing the bank 40 million now. Very severe, I tell you. Then somehow he come to my class. Then he was listening at the back for 3 months, never asked any question, taking note. After 3 months, he is the first to put up the hand and ask a lot of questions. Then he at first still like, don't believe, no. Cannot be. Everything karma. No such thing. He last time believed in what, no? All the, what, he go to Thailand, they believe, buy all the, what, the amulet and also pay a lot of money, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, they just go and buy. They say, this one got luck. Then feng shui, all they say. None of them work. He tried everything. Then I say, you try everything, but you never take care of karma. So how can it work? Then feng shui also say, you believe in feng shui or not? Of course there are science behind feng shui, but it's only a small part of your life. Because the Buddha already said, you are born of your karma, heir to your karma, condition and so on, and you are what you are because of your karma. 99.99% of your life is supported and conditioned by your karma, and you are what you are because. And you don't take care of karma, and you tell me you take care of feng shui or something for what? No use. Your feng shui is only good when you have the merits and the parami to receive all this good chi and give you the reward. But if you don't have the good karma, they say what? Saum hei. You heard of that, no? In Canada? Means you don't have that type of parami or merits to support that condition. Saum hei means like you don't have the merits of a Wong Tai, means an emperor's life. You cannot be an emperor, understand? No way. Yeah. Because you don't have that life. It's just like you can buy the best feng shui, but you don't have the money. It's like feng shui is like, if your bank account no money, you cannot draw down. No? If your account got a lot of money, then you good feng shui place, where the chi, everything good, support you, then your good merit come. It's like faster for you to use up the bank account. After that one deplete, you finish already. And you don't take care of karma, you cannot be staying at that good feng shui for life. You have to go out, you have to travel. Then the karmic will hit you. That's why all these are the understanding. So taking care of karma is the most important. But that decides our life. That's why the most important thing in life is understand the law of karma. Understand the teaching so that you understand life. The secret of life. Then the Buddha already spelled out first noble truth, reality of life and existence means the noble truth of suffering. If you know these are the things that condition you to suffer through your attachment and your grasping and clinging and your greed, then understand it, then avoid all this, avoid being trapped by all this. Then check the second noble truth. The Buddha in the second noble truth, they say there is a cause behind all suffering, and the cause is craving, born of sakayaditi, self-delusion. Then study and understand what is sakayaditi. Sakayaditi means self-delusion. You believe this physical body and mind is you. This is real. This is not you. This is not real. Like the car and the driver, both also not you, understand? Why? The driver can be a hired on a chauffeur, understand? And the boss actually is the owner, and most of the time he sits at the back in the lowest risk area. So any accident or what, the car kena first, the driver kena first, but he is behind. He is supposed to be the safest. So when you understand this, then you realize if this driver is not me, this car is not me, I'm the owner, means I have a nature within that is the one, that is the eternal life. This one never dies. But this one, when you have this Dhamma understanding, it can come to the existential world and live life. Means it can have the understanding to develop all the merits and wholesomeness, to make all the financial ability to own and to have things. And he will continue to do good things, wholesome things, beautiful things. That's why he will continue to enjoy the good life. That's why when you have the Dhamma, through emptiness, when you realize it, then life becomes wonderful, wonderful existence. That is the meaning. So when you see clearly the driver is not you, the car is not you, so what happens is, if the car get accident beyond damage, you buy a new car, you can afford another. But not everybody got money. So this spiritual sense, the money is merit. You got merit, you can come with a good form of mind. Otherwise you come with a Volkswagen, you know what? The walking one, Volkswagen. You walk, you don't have a car. Then sometimes they make fun. BMW. You know what is BMW? Minibus. So last time they got a lot of this, they call it minibus. So bus, mini, don't know what, I forgot already. So there was a joke I remember in the school last time. The teacher, there one student that came in late. He said, "Why are you late?" He said, "Teacher, my driver came late." Oh, he thought he got car. What is your car that you own? Oh, bus mini Vilaya. BMW. At first he said BMW, then later he said bus mini Vilaya. Actually, the driver of the bus mini Vilaya is not his driver. He said the driver came late. Actually, he was there late. So these are the jokes that people come to make fun, because it's not necessary that you can have a good body. You don't take care of karma, you can be born maybe not as a human being to hell, the beta and all those things. Then sometimes you keep your precept, like the 5 precepts, you keep it well, no need to be perfect. Born as a deva, very easy. Sure, you keep your precept well. Future life as a deva. During the Buddha's time, a lot of the lay disciples who perform all this good meritorious thing, they are born as devas. Some they do offering, they can see their departed relative all transform from beta rhyme to deva rhyme. The King Bimbisara witnessed a lot of all these things. So all these are the teaching that you can learn from and develop the understanding. Okay? Yeah. You want to summarize? You can summarize. Any other question? No more. Okay. So you no need to summarize, huh? Yeah. Don't worry. Next time. Anyway, we should rejoice and thank Ming Onn for the good question, so that you can understand more things. But these are the new generation of people that have specific new problem. You see, the Dhamma is a living Dhamma. No matter what era, what civilization, the teaching apply evergreen. Except you have to use maybe modern terms to describe that thing. Understand? Because I realize the Buddhist teaching, the traditional one, especially the Theravada side one, they are very like scripture based. They use all the religious terms, birth, old age, sickness, and death. I tell you, the modern kid, they don't like to listen to this. They say, Chay, don't talk to me about birth, sickness and death. They got time for all this. They take out their handphones.
As we are talking about all this, then I thought of examples that were more relatable to me. Then over the years, what I realized, karma, the results or the consequence of karma that actually comes back or goes is actually the more of the feeling. It's not the actual action. It's like the torment that was caused or the frustration that was caused, or it could be the blame, the embarrassment. It is that feeling that will be inflicted on others, even unintentionally. But if that person felt that, somewhere along the lines we would be made to feel that, or be in situations where we feel that. It's not that same action gets done to us.
You will experience similar mental, call mental suffering.
So in the example of where wealth of certain money was gained immorally, it could be lost in a way like I just paid for something, or I just bought something, and then I thought it was already a good price. Then the next thing I know, really like the next day, promotion 50% off that same thing. I just it's like that kind of feeling, it's something more relatable because it happens quite often. So it's not something we think like has to, I kill someone kill me. It's not
correct,
that.
correct,
Something simple. We go through every day, but we don't realize it. We get upset, ups and down the whole day, and then we don't realize it. But we can be happy that what is like then. But all these situations make me contemplate: why must buy the cheapest only happy? There's something wrong here. So that makes me go through my values and my beliefs, why I feel this way. So there are a lot more homework after that. But this is something I share.
Thank you. So this one is very true. Like I used to tell a lot of those Kaimita that got problem come and see me on especially relationship failure. They say, why you become so upset and so emotional and suffer so much? If I tell you the reality, the truth, if you understand the law of karma, maybe in the future, in the distant past, you did all this nonsense to people, now you become the victim, fair or not? You know what the answer is? Got such thing, man? I said, don't have. Then why only you suffer? So many Kayamita, happily married, no problem. Why specific people suffer? It's like now, this era, a lot of people gonna scam the payment and all those things. Why you? Then snatch thief also. Why you? It's because there is coming imprint. No. Otherwise you won't gonna. That's why what we say is true. You have to experience it. It can come in different form, not necessarily the same form. But all this is to tell you it's not worthwhile to cheat, not worthwhile to deceive. But like when I was young, I took $2 extra out of my mother's ang pao. I have to go through the agony of what coming is. And the money you have to lose back or pay back can be in many forms. Last time I told you my car, new car, 3 tires within 1 or 2 months punctured. Where got such thing? That night, late night, our discussion very good. I think Han was there also. That one share a lot. Okay, we better end. Okay, let us share merits. Akasata Cheo Bhumata Deva Naga Mahindika Punyang Tang Anamoditwa Chirang Rakantu Loka Sasana Etta Vata Chamihi Sampadan Punya Sampadan Sabbit Eva Anumodantu Sampasampati Siddhiha Idang Menya Tinang Hotu Sukhita Hontunya Tayo Idang Menya Tinang Hotu Sukhita Hontunya Tayo Idang menya tinang hotu sukhita hontunya tayo Devo vasatakalina sasa sampati hetu cha Hito bhavatu loko cha raja bhavatu dhammiko imina punyang kamina mami bala samagamo satang samagamo hotu yawa nivana patiya sadhu sadhu sadhu. Okay, you all can now pay respect mindfully to Lord Buddha, Guan Yin Bodhisattva and all the worthy ones. Then we end. Sadhu. Actually, this type of discussion better about the karma and all those things. Because these are more like towards life, towards reality. Otherwise, very theoretical, very academic.